Hey y'all, guess what? It is Growth Groove with Dr. Ericka Knight, and I'm your host, Dr. Ericka. You know you can find me here on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. Now, I'm going to tell you today we have something that's going to be a quickie, but a goodie. So we're going to get you some really good information really quickly and get you back out because I know everybody's busy and you took some time out for me, and I want to make sure that I respect all of your time. So let me pull up the topic today. You ready? All right. We're talking about one key strategy to level up your health because you know what? We all want better health and wellness. But you know what I hear so often from everyone is I just don't have time. I know what I need to do, but I'm just not making it happen. I really want to work out, but it just doesn't seem to come together. I really need to see a therapist, but I just don't have time. I have all these things I know I need to do, but I end up just working all the time. So today we're going to talk about a solution for that. So let me just start off. If you don't know me, I'm your host, Dr. Ericka, Harvard trained, double board certified psychiatrist and integrative lifestyle coach. I'm on a mission to help you be better, do better, live better. I do that through my adult telepsychiatry, my books, including Fix Your Fairy Tale, A Woman's Guide to a Good Life, well, great life, love, and legacy. Speaking and my podcast, Better with Dr. Eric. I do all this to help busy people like you that show up and you show up for work, you show up for your friends, show up for everybody, but you don't show up for yourself. And you look around like, anybody showing up for me? No. So you know what? You need to listen in. You don't want to leave. You need to just stay right here and hear me out. So the reason we started talking about this is something I hear all the time from my clients and my patients when I'm speaking, and even my patients in my personal practice. It constantly comes up, this push pull between taking care of your professional responsibilities, taking care of your family, and then taking care of yourself. And one of the things I often hear is that we talk about all these things we need to do. We need to eat healthy. You need to eat healthy. You need to exercise. You need intentional movement. You need to get enough sleep. You need to do self-care. You need to do all these things. And so often I hear, I have so much work to do. I don't have time to do these. And let me tell you what happens in my real life. I've told you about sometimes I have these super long to-do lists, and then I get to the to-do list and I never make it through all of it. So we're going to talk about a strategy to help you actually functionally prioritize these things that you need to do for yourself, because we talk about putting you back in your life, which means also putting you in the driver's seat of things for yourself that are not just your professional development. Because so often, especially because I know so many of you are high-powered professionals, or even if you are like my mother was a homemaker and she managed a lot of things as a homemaker. And I even have some patients that are college students and they still have a lot going on. Some of them they're in college and they're working and they're doing other things too. And there's this push pull of balance of all these other responsibilities and your responsibility to yourself. And that's why I want to do this, because a lot of times what happens is that you shortchange yourself. You don't show up for yourself. You don't take your responsibilities for your own happiness, health, or just joy as a priority or as your responsibility. It's so much easier to look at your responsibility as far as work and other people. So there's one specific thing, and we're not going to talk about a long list of stuff, because I want you to have one thing that's going to be very helpful and very useful, because you're grown. You don't need me to sit here and tell you all the reasons why working out is healthy for you. You don't need me to sit here and tell you you should work out because it helps joint mobility. You don't need me to sit here and tell you you need to work out because if you are lighter, there's less pressure on your joints and less joint pain. You don't need me to tell you that you work out, you have more energy. You don't need me to tell you that you'll have more cognitive clarity. You don't need me to tell you that if you sleep at least 7 or 8 hours, that you're going to wake up refreshed and have more energy and better concentration. You don't need me to tell you these things, because you've heard them so many times before, not necessarily just only from me, but you've heard them. You need to hear how to actually do it. You might say, Dr. Ericka, why are you talking about why are you passionate? Well, because I've been trying to problem solve this for myself. I've known all these things I need to do, and I do some of them. I just don't do all of them. And I have shared with you how I've been on the struggle bus with working out. I want to work out. I know why I need to work out, but it just wasn't happening. And I had to really sit and think, have a conversation with myself, like self. And we talk about self talk. Self, how can you be more successful? How can I help you? Like, so that's me talk. How can I help Dr. Ericka be more successful with doing those things you need to do? And that's why I'm helping you, because I want to help you figure out how you can help yourself. You ready? Are you ready for the big thing? If you're ready, put it in the chat. Let me know you're ready. Oh, and the other thing, I didn't do the other housekeeping things. First thing, you know someone that needs this, please share. If you need someone that needs this, you can tag them. Just hit the little button tag. And also, if you're watching it later, don't worry about it. Just put hashtag replay in the comments, and we will make that happen. So, are you ready? I'm about to show you what to do, and I'm going to actually show you something I've done myself. So, proof is in the pudding. So, Exhibit A. This is my journal. So I recently got back to journaling daily. Before, I kind of journaled all over the place. And as you see, this is a regular line journal. I have other journals. I am a planner addict. I have lots of planners. I have a few I love. I'll happily tell you what they are. But notice, you don't need something fancy. To do this task, it can be done with a piece of paper. It can be done with your phone. It can be done with one of those written tablets. It's wherever you put this list, of to-dos. And as you notice, I will tell you where I got this particular strategy from. I have a planner from my coach, Dr. Dre, and it's the Momentum Planner. And it has like a space for an intention, a priority. And then they have a thing for priority tasks, then other tasks, and then night reflections. But this is just the first part. So as you see, this is today. My intention was make space for myself. The priority was to exercise and do savers. Now, what I didn't do is show you the rest. And I'll be nice. I'll show you the rest when we get through with this screen. And what you'll see is, do you see what my priority of the day is? Do you see what the first task, because I'll pull my journal up for you. You'll see the rest of them. You see, number one is Peloton. And I like to do the miracle morning routine. It's a habit that I know I do really well when I do it. And it has the savers. So S for silence, A for affirmations, V for visualizations, E for exercise, R for reading, S for scribing. I put all of that on my planner. Now, you say, Dr. Ericka, why are you telling me this? It's because what do you usually have in your planner? I will speak for myself, and this happens for a lot of my patients and clients. What's on their planner or on their list of to-dos typically is all work and maybe a couple of errands and maybe something for their kids. But if you look at your to-do list, how often is your to-do list related to anything that you need to do that is for yourself and not work related? Most of the time, when I see everyone's list, it's nothing. Let me show you the rest of my list. Now, I will admit I'm still in recovery, trying to get to the point where I have a manageable size list. Let me check a few things off because I've done a few since I last looked at this. So we did all of these things. This is the rest of the list. Do you see all that stuff? It's a ton of stuff. It's just a ton of stuff in here. But you see how long that list was? What usually happens, you have these long lists. Your own stuff isn't on it. So what do you not do? The stuff that's going to take care of yourself. So this key thing that I'm telling you to do, you ready? So I showed it to you. But the key strategy is to actually make your to-do list. And we talked about sometimes putting this stuff on the calendar, but I think this is another strategy and I love it. And that's why we're not talking about a bunch of strategies. I want you to have one, is to put, not only list those health and wellness things you need to do on your to-do list, list them at the top. If you need to get a primary care doctor, if you need to schedule your mammogram, if you need to schedule your colonoscopy, if you need to schedule your dentist appointment, if you need to get a massage, if you need to go to physical therapy, if you need to go get your supplements, if you need, if you need to get a facial to feel better, if you want to go float. I've talked to you about floating. You need to just put that on, not only on your to-do list, but put it at the top. We all typically will work from the top of the list and work top bottom. Even if you don't list your list that way, even inherently or subconsciously, the thought is your higher priority tasks are going to be at the top of your list. So what I'm telling you to do functionally is put you at the top of your list. I'm going to say it one more time. You can say it with me. Put you at the top of your list. So put these things that you need to do to take care of yourself and your wellness at the top of your list. And yes, Carla, that's why so many people are dropping dead, because you know what? We are prioritizing everybody but ourselves. We're prioritizing the people we work for, the organizations, our family, maybe some things we're volunteering with, because don't even get me started on, I remember my best friend and how many sorority meetings she was going to at one point. We prioritize everything else and we don't end up on the list. So the strategy here is not only you're going to put it on the list, you're going to put it at the top and you're going to do it first. I said it. Do it first. Give the best to you. Give your highest amount of effort to yourself. Put it at the front so you are not doing the things for yourself when you're tired. You're going to do them when you're fresh. That's what I got for you. Put yourself on that list. I'm going to put this back up so you can see it one more time. Make sure sometimes your intentions have to do with you and that your priorities align with what your priorities actually are. It reminds me of when I was reading the book, The Miracle Equation by Hal Elrod, and he was talking about how people were asking him what were his priorities, and he said his family. But then when he started looking at how he was spending his time and what he was doing, it was all work. And I think it's great to do things for your family, but you need to be able to be here and be healthy for your family. So put it on there and start making yourself and your health part of your intentions and priorities. So that's what I got for you. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Dr. Ericka, Harvard-trained, double board certified psychiatrist and integrative lifestyle coach. I am here to help you be better, do better, and live better. I do that through my telepsychiatry, my books, my podcast, Better with Dr. Ericka, that we'll talk about in a moment, and my speaking. I do all of this to help busy people like you show up for yourself, because you know what? You are worth it. You deserve it. And I want you to show up for yourself so that every day you have is a great day. Because you know what? I've been doing Facebook posts about this little car thing. You all hadn't seen it. And you can just change it every day. And what comes in handy today is the one it says. You can see it. This is something I got from Target. Inspiration's everywhere. Enjoy the little things. For one day, you may look back and realize they were the big things, by Robert Brault. It's a word. So I want you to, these things may look like little things. They may feel like big things, but do what you need to do to take care of yourself, because nobody else can do it for you and they aren't going to do it. So prioritize yourself. I'm just sending that out for love. So we've talked about that. And just a quick reminder, if you need one more visual other than my journal, is the game changing habit is put your non-negotiable health and wellness tasks, including self-care, on the top, not just on the top of your to-do list in the high priority slots. Not those little bottom slots that you never ever get to, not the bottom slots you never see, not the bottom slots that you never think about, in the high priority top slots. Because you know what? You deserve the top. You deserve the best. Flat out. So we have talked about that. We have wrapped you up. So let's talk to you a little bit about what we have coming up next. So, if you start missing me, not only can you always look at old episodes, you can always check out my podcast, Better with Dr. Ericka, where we have these inspirational conversations about how to put you back in your life with usable tips. Got it? You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Audible, iHeartRadio, all the places, or you can just go to betterthepodcast.com. I'm super excited about the episode that released today. It has the phenomenal Shanti Dawson. It's talked about from music to mental health advocate. We look at her journey of how she became a mental health advocate, and she is fierce. She's really an example of how you can turn pain into passion and then make it to do something grassroots that turns into something big. I feel like there's something for everyone there. Doesn't matter if you're at the beginning of your mental health journey. Doesn't matter if you are in a place where you're trying to figure out, is your current job fulfilling your purpose, or does it feel good, or do you need a pivot? It doesn't matter if you're trying to figure out how to support those around you. There is something for you in this episode, and Shanti never disappoints. So you're going to want to tune in and check that out on the pod. The last thing for you, I feel like I'm just clicking around, is if you feel like you need some high quality telepsychiatry, I'm still around. You can always sign up for a complimentary consultation and get more information. Just go to askdrgoodwin.com, askdrgoodwin.com. I can't talk. I'm getting you out of here. Take your left hand, put it in your right arm, take your right hand, put it in your left arm. Give yourself a squeeze because you deserve some love. Put yourself at the top of the list because you deserve it. That's what I got for you tonight. I would drop the mic, but I am not breaking this mic I paid for. So I'm just going to say, I'm out. Have a great day. Thanks so much for joining. I will see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern for Growth Groove with Dr. Ericka. Sending you loves and hugs. And until next time, have an even better day.